Hello, everybody. Welcome to the July 19th, 2024 version of Lunch with the Mayor. Glad to have you all here. I'm sorry I am late today. Um, I'm going to chalk it up to the Microsoft issues that are happening across the country. Thankfully, this program isn't, delaying flights and things like that. But I had a whole bunch of technical things happen. So, anyways, we got it under control. I think we're good to go. Looks like I got audio, I got video. I think we're in good shape. So, as always, if you have things that come up or questions you have, feel free to throw them in the comments here. If you're watching on YouTube later, as always, you can contact me at rdaniel@columbiacity.net. You can call my office at 260-248-5111, or certainly you're free to show up to a city council or a Board of Works meeting as well. With that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into recapping of past issues. We'll start with everyone's favorite topic, which is Eagle Park, Phase 1A construction that's happening right now. The pickleball courts, as you know, are now completed. And by completed, I mean the asphalt's been poured, or has been laid. It is curing right now, and so that will cure through the end of July, and then they will get them sealed and striped. So there's still more to come. I said completed; they're really not completed, but they are laid. The asphalt's done, all that kind of stuff. So now it's just a matter of getting them sealed and striped, so that we can start having pickleball played on those courts. Meanwhile, also at Eagle Park, we have some sidewalks that have been poured. I just got a text this morning, that the swing structure, the family swing structure, the materials came in this morning, so that's really exciting. That means that people will start seeing the actual family swing, the trellis with, I think it's a 3-bay swing that will be put up. And so that will start to be constructed very shortly. And of course, the skate park continues to be kind of tentatively scheduled for October. That's a contractor issue, so we're kind of waiting to see what their formal schedule is going to be. But a lot of good stuff happening at Eagle Park right now. A lot of dirt that's moved, a lot of gravel that's laid, concrete, asphalt, etc. that's happening there at Eagle Park. So again, that project was funded primarily by, multiple sources, but we got a land and water conservation grant from the Indiana Department of Natural Resources, from the U.S. Federal Park Service, and so we're thankful for their contributions to our community. That is your tax dollars coming back to Columbia City to work. Putting those dollars to work. So we're excited about that, continuing to work on that. If you've been by lately, there is a lot of movement happening there. Next Level Trails grant, finally, I know you've heard me say this for a while now, we were waiting for the Indiana Department of Transportation approval, if you will, or their permit. We finally got it. So we are hoping to bid sometime within the next month to get that trail started. Of course, we got to put it out to bid, got to get the contractor, all that kind of stuff. But thankfully, we are finally done waiting and we are ready to move forward. So I know a lot of you have asked me questions about, when is this going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? Things like that. We have been asking the same kind of thing. But thankfully, we got our permit in or we got our permit back to us, signed, ready to go, and so we are quickly approaching the bidding of that contract. Again, that's the trail that will go from basically Main Street. It'll connect a missing tooth, if you will, from Main Street over to Chauncey Street, and then from Line Street down to basically to the school property, over the river, through the woods, those kind of things. So we're excited about that. Hopefully we'll see that movement happening very shortly. So that's the Next Level Trails, the Blue River Trail extension. As you are very well aware, probably, State Road 9 is now under construction. The bridge is, they're doing a bridge deck overlay, and so it's something where that bridge deck, or that bridge will be closed for, I think they said a total of maybe 4.5 months. Now, I know a lot of people are frustrated by that. Listen, I get it. I understand why you're frustrated. You got to take a different route. It's going to take you a little longer, things like that. I understand all that. Understand this is a safety thing, and the Indiana Department of Transportation dictates when those projects happen. And so they have been in communication with us about when it was going to happen. We were hopeful it was going to happen earlier in the summer so that it would be less school time, but again, it comes down to contractor issues and things like that. So I say all that to say the bulk of the work is specifically for the bridge deck overlay replacement. Okay. However, we are default for some of that project timeline is because they are expanding the sidewalk. As I understand, they are expanding the sidewalk to accommodate our trail extension that's happening. So what we just talked about, which is connecting the missing tooth between Main Street, where the trail officially ends, and Chauncey Street, where it kind of picks back up, that will help, I guess, close that gap, if you will. So rather than close the street, do the bridge deck overlay, then reopen the street, then close it again to do the sidewalk side of the bridge, they're doing everything at once. So that will extend or expand that sidewalk to allow it to have trail access that will go down Main Street. It will turn left on Spencer Street. It'll go on the north side of Spencer Street, over to Chauncey, and then down Chauncey and connect to the trail that's already there. So that's exciting. It means that our trail project is actually starting, even though it's not the formal commencement of that. Indiana Department of Transportation is a part of that project for sure. There will be, by the way, a pedestrian island, as I understand, when you're crossing Main Street. There will be a pedestrian island of some sort where you will have kind of a place for safety or a place to stop, if you will. So you may have seen in other communities where there's basically a concrete barrier, if you will, a place where you'll go across the northbound lanes of traffic and then stop. There'll be a concrete island there, and then you'll be able to go across the southbound lanes. Yeah, southbound lanes of traffic. So, in any case, be prepared for that. Again, construction is supposed to last about 4.5 months. I know it's going to be a pain. It's going to be so much worse when school is in session. We all know that. When we put out the notice to let everyone know, it literally we had just been notified. We do anticipate, obviously, there's a ton of traffic on Line Street now, but we even have a fair amount of traffic on Whitley Street. We are asking residents, especially those with big trucks, things like that, to please try to avoid Whitley Street. That is a residential street. The residents of that area, obviously with the increased traffic, that's a challenge, especially because a lot of that traffic does not go the speed limit. I will be very candid with you to say we have put an extra patrol on Whitley Street to ensure that people are going the speed limit. There have been multiple tickets that have been issued already on Whitley Street, specifically for the purpose of keeping traffic at the posted speed. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all. If you're speeding on that road, there's a good chance you're going to get a ticket on Whitley Street. So you can choose to take Whitley Street. I can't stop you from doing that. But I do want to encourage you, please, if you can, take Line Street, Radio Road over to Line Street, or Line Street over to Radio Road. That is the most preferred route. It is meant, for the most part, for heavier traffic than what Whitley Street is. I know there's been some comments about the actual railroad crossing. That railroad crossing upgrade is a part of our trail project as well. It's in conjunction with the railroad. So there will be some upgrades to that railroad crossing. Obviously, it doesn't behoove us to do upgrades to the railroad crossing at the same time that the bridge on State Road 9 is being completed. And so you will see that probably happen after State Road 9's bridge is completed. Obviously, probably won't happen this winter, but maybe this spring. I haven't gotten the updated timeline specifically on the railroad piece, but I can promise you, because there will be a pedestrian crossing at the railroad, they will also improve the actual railroad at-grade crossing for traffic. So just want you to know, it is on the agenda. It's not something that we're glazed over. Again, that's not necessarily our project. That's a railroad project. But we have been working in conjunction with the railroad to try to get that taken care of. So again, expect State Road 9 to be closed until sometime in probably November. I would just go ahead and just mark it in your brain till like the end of November, with the hope that it could get done sooner, depending on what weather and things like that. So I get that completely. Glenna says it's been a real pain for neighborhoods on South Line Street. I completely agree with you. In fact, when INDOT told us about this project, the city works with them to basically designate an unofficial detour. So keep in mind that when the state closes a state road, the official detour must always be on state roads. Okay? So if people are coming from US 30 going to the south and they want to go south on 9, the official detour is to go to 5, go down 5 to hit 14 across back to 9. Okay? If individuals are coming from the south to the north, the official detour is the same but backwards. It's 9 to 14, 14 to the west and hit 5 north, 5 to 30, coming back east, and then going north on 9. So I say all that to say that is the official detour that INDOT gives for truck traffic and other traffic specifically. However, we all know if you're a pedestrian vehicle, we don't tend to do really well with abiding by the state detours. So what we have is that individuals come in and they come into State Road 9 and they bypass all the construction cars, and then they get over the railroad tracks and they go, oh crap, I can't go south on 9, so I'm going to go over Whitley Street, right? Or they get to Radio Road and say, oh no, there's construction ahead, I better turn here, which again is our preference. But nevertheless, INDOT talks to us and says, hey, what is an unofficial detour that we should establish, knowing that there's going to be vehicular traffic increases on other roads because of our project? So we worked with them and said, okay, well, we think the most logical unofficial bypass is going to be Radio Road to Line Street to Van Buren Street back to 9 / back onto over to 205. So why that matters, I'm giving you way too much detail, but why that matters is that INDOT actually has an agreement with us that says if you designate this unofficial detour and there is damage done to the road, we will reimburse you for damage that's done. So that's why we had to determine we could only determine one route, so that was the route we determined. We probably could have said Whitley Street as well, but nevertheless, again, trying to keep traffic online. Again, I fully recognize that when school gets in session, it's going to go from a level 4 annoyance to a level 12 annoyance, and I get that. There's only so much we can do about that, but we'll continue to try to make things as smooth as possible. So that's what I have to say about State Road 9. Westgate continues to happen, which is the Phase 2 project of Westgate, Buddale and Lawrence Drives. Buddale Drive, Lawrence Street. That area, concrete work has begun for curbs and sidewalks, driveway approaches, things like that. Roadworks also happening. Lots of things happening out at Westgate. If you don't live there, please try to stay away from it because there is a ton of work vehicles, a ton of traffic, a ton of construction happening right now, and it's definitely a challenge. So I say all that to say Westgate is going well after a really, really slow start because the rain and the weather was really, really bad. But we are finally getting our footing. We are getting things going, which is really positive. Thank you to the residents for your patience, your continued patience out there. I know this is not fun. I know this is not going to be easy for you all, or it hasn't been easy for you all, but we are making good progress, and we appreciate your partnership in really giving a makeover to a subdivision that should have had a makeover when you got annexed into the city limits. So, nevertheless, wanted to kind of talk to you about that. I did get a couple questions here. What are the rules for fence around your house? Carrie, my suggestion for you regarding fence rules, there are rules regarding street side fences, back fences, etc. So my suggestion is contact the planning and building department at the county. They handle lots of fence requests. There's, again, depending on where your fence is, if it's in an easement or not in an easement, things like that. They have all of the rules and regulations. You can talk about whatever kind of project you want with them regarding fences, or frankly, anything else you want to do with your property that could be a planning or building issue. So my suggestion is contact planning and building department over at the county. That number is 260-248-3111. Nathan Bilger is the planning director, but really Brent Bockelman or really anybody over there can help you with your question. So hopefully that helps. Jeff says at one time the Whitley Street Bridge was posted at a 5-ton load limit. Thanks, Jeff. I did not know that, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're seeing that kind of traffic take that. Hopefully, loads over 5 tons are not taking that route, but I'm not 100% sure. I will make a note of that and see if that is still the case, and see what we can do. Again, I will tell you, I've taken Whitley Street a couple of times just to see what traffic volumes look like, and also going over in that direction to, the Fire Museum or the trail or things like that. So I have taken that route a couple of times, not as a bypass, but nevertheless, I did see that kind of the traffic was much heavier, but I didn't notice. My couple of times, I didn't notice that there was big, heavy trucks taking that route. So that is definitely something, obviously, our police can look at if it's still posted as that. So thanks for that comment. I'll take a look at that. So okay, what else is going on? Oh, the Pell study. Okay, so Wednesday, I had the honor of taking part and kind of being one of the leaders of a kind of a US 30 rally, if you will, on Wednesday. This past Wednesday over in Warsaw, and it was really, really impactful. I'm going to give you kind of some of Ryan Daniels' comments, if you will, about this. So, again, as you're well aware, we're doing the Pell study, the Planning and Environmental Linkage Study. Let me back up. INDOT is doing the Planning and Environmental Linkage Study, and they are currently working on the Level 3 assessment, which will be segments of US 30 combined together. So they won't just look at State Road 9 or just State Road 109 or Lincoln Way or 205 or whatever, right? They will look at larger segments of the road to see how different treatments along the route will impact each other. So instead of saying, okay, we can have a interchange at State Road 9 and an overpass at 109 and then a J-turn at Armstrong Drive and those kind of things, they'll say, okay, if we do this at 9, how will it impact these others? If we do this at 109, how will it impact these others? And so they'll kind of come up with some stretches of US 30 to say, okay, here's where we think the general comment or the general thought should be on this segment and how it should be treated. I anticipate we'll get a couple things. You always have a do nothing option. You'll have some kind of a hybrid option, which is what I will call maybe the Band-Aid approach, which is, hey, we'll throw some J-turns in because they're cheap and they help. And then you'll have probably the freeway option, which again is what we are advocating for. We're advocating for that because it is the safest way to do it. It's not a halfway approach. It is very much focused on how do we make things better, not just for the next 10 years, but for the next 50 years. So long story short is the level 3 assessment is happening right now. It's going to be those larger segments. We expect that information to come out probably within the next couple of months, with the final expected plan to be in either late this year or very early next year. So we'll kind of see. Stay tuned. If you go to propelus30.com, you can sign up for alerts. You can see all the documents that's being produced, all that kind of stuff. propelus30.com, propelus30.com. Anyway, so about the rally on Wednesday. I thought it was really, really impactful. We had some different panels. We had our US 30 Coalition panel, which I'm the Secretary Treasurer of. Former Mayor Joe Thalmer from Warsaw it was on there as well. He is the president of the coalition. And we also had an economic development panel and an elected officials panel. But I will tell you, so obviously, I've said this before, we all, probably everybody in Columbia City, everybody in Whitley County knows somebody who was in a wreck, hurt, or killed on US 30 on a personal level. Okay? So safety is paramount for me. That is the reason why I'm doing all that I'm doing, right? Safety is the absolute number one factor for US 30. But there is another factor that we really have to take into consideration, which is economic development. And if we want Northeast Indiana and Northern Indiana to continue thriving, if we want to see the orthopedics capital of the world over in Warsaw continue to be the orthopedics capital of the world, if we want to continue to be a place that people want to live, work, and play, then it's really important that we also have an eye on economic development. So again, start off by saying safety is number one for me, a clear number one. But economic development is a number two for me. And the important part, the reason I'm saying that is this. We had both Steel Dynamics and Zimmer Biomet on this economic panel, as well as the Northeast Indiana Regional Chamber, which is a business advocacy group for Northeast Indiana. All three of them said US 30 is the number one project for Northern Indiana. It's so critical to our future. But what struck me were really two things. Number one, Zimmer Biomet said 1 in 3 Warsaw residents work at Zimmer Biomet. And the CEO's exact words were, we cannot commit to Warsaw long term as a company without US 30 becoming a freeway. And that was striking to me. If you think about 33% of Warsaw basically going unemployed because they moved the company because the state of Indiana and INDOT didn't act on moving US 30 to a freeway. That is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. The other thing that really impacted me was Steel Dynamics, who said that the state of Indiana and Northeast Indiana and Whitley County and Allen County and others have missed out on literally billions of dollars of investment from Steel Dynamics and other companies because of US 30 being the way it is. Again, striking. If you think about the wages that are coming out of Steel Dynamics, right, wrong, or indifferent, if you think about the wages that are coming out of Steel Dynamics, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars of wages that are coming out of that facility. And the fact that we've missed out on that kind of economic development because of US 30 being what it is shocking to me. It's shocking. He was very adamant to say, you don't really know you're in the game until you're in the game. And Northeast Indiana and Northern Indiana as a whole will not be in the game until we have an upgraded US 30. So as I think about it from a mayor's perspective, and I don't want to be on my soapbox for too long here, but as I think about it from a mayor's perspective, again, we have, I think it's like 1,200 trucks coming in and out of that facility every day, something to that effect, right? So think about the amount of semis that are coming through my city to go to Chicago or elsewhere every single day. And every traffic light, they have to slow down or stop, right? Putting others potentially in danger, right? You have literally millions of dollars of wages for our employees, for our residents that went out the door to another state because we didn't have good infrastructure. We didn't have good enough infrastructure on US 30. And then you add the added piece that Steel Dynamics is the 4th largest steel maker in the world. The world. And I just think it's super impactful to think about how those dollars, those salaries could have impacted so many lives and generations, by the way, of families. Generations of families, right? So again, we have families in our city government that, as you probably know, that have lost children on that road. You probably know somebody who has been who has either lost a limb, a life, a family member, etc. on US 30, and so that is why you hear me talk about US 30 as one of the main priorities, and have, by the way, since I took office in 2012. And I will continue to ring that bell as loud as I can ring it, because the safety of our residents and the economic future depends on it. I will be done talking about US 30 now, unless you have questions, but I was really impacted by those two things. We have great legislators. We have great support from legislators who are really pushing the ball forward down in Indianapolis. But getting the long-term commitment from the top is really what we need. And having three candidates for governor. We have different opinions from those candidates for governor as to what kind of commitment they're willing to give for US 30, and I think that makes a big difference. So we are heavily advocating for an upgraded US 30. Okay, I'm done talking about done. Okay, so. Sewer project on 100 South with County Redevelopment Commission. Again, we're basically done with that. So if you're in that area, that road should be good to go. We have a couple minor things to fix, but we're basically good to go on that. That probably won't show up again on the rest of our Lunch with the Mayor programs. So the test kitchen, which is now kind of being I won't say rebranded, but just kind of reclassified as a shared kitchen. That is actually moving forward. After talking about this for 4 years now, I am really excited to say that our community engagement specialist, Bill's done a really, really great job at kind of taking the bull by the horns and running with it. Maybe running a little faster than we're used to here at local government, but he's done a really good job of really starting to put together some of the programmatic pieces, the logistics, the scheduling, how we handle things, even the dollars, the way in which people would kind of, the pay to use kind of a thing. I anticipate we'll probably have more info to the public in the next few months. I'm going to say month to maybe 2 months at this point. But we have a great relationship with the school corporation. Our plan is to take that, basically the former cafeteria at the Marshall Building, formerly Eagle Tech, take the cafeteria and move that into the shared kitchen concept, so that individuals can effectively rent space to either test out their recipes, stock a food truck, create something where they can get it out to the market in a safe, certified environment, to teach community classes, things like that, even partnering with Ivy Tech and the Small Business Development Center to do the wraparound support classes, if you will, things like that. So we got a lot of really cool things happening there. I'm getting super pumped about it, but we're not quite ready to roll everything out yet. So that's kind of just a taste of what we're thinking about, how that's going to roll through, things like that. So the land the city claims, how do you go? Okay, so Carrie asked, the land the city claims, how do you go about giving that back to the landowners? Carrie, I'm not 100% sure if you're talking about right-of-way or not. If you are talking about right-of-way, I will tell you the city does not give up right-of-way. The reason we don't give up right-of-way, we wouldn't allow it to come back, is because you just never know when that right-of-way would be needed for roadway expansion or whatever the case is. So I will tell you just very candidly, we do not give, we'll say give back, if you will. We don't give back land. Right of way specifically. So if you're talking about a different kind of land, if you're talking about a city, a different kind of land that the city owns, then we can have another conversation about that. And happy to chat with you in person or whatever on that. So. Okay, next up, I'm going to do your normal reminder now, and actually I'm going to put it in the chat, which is the RAVE notification system. So if you have not signed up for the RAVE notification system, I ask you to do that. I think it will help you a lot. If you are a frequent flyer at the Aquatic Center, you would know every time we've reached capacity. If you want to know where street closures are, or water main breaks, or you want to know when your utility bill is getting ready to be due, or you have a kid on baseball, softball team, or football team, you can sign up for all of those different alerts. If you want to know that lunch with the mayor is coming up, that's a good way to get notified about that. If you want other meeting notifications, you can do that. So sign up for Rave notification system. There, by the way, there is also a lot of there's multiple ways in which to get notifications, right? So obviously we have the Rave notification system, which you can get through email, voice message, and through text. Everything I do is with text, so that's my suggestion. But the county also has a system called Code Red. So you can, I think, go to their county website and sign up for information there. But the county has a separate system called Code Red. I know that probably one of the questions is going to be, why couldn't we have one system? And we already had our system developed and we're rolling it out. And the county ended up getting their own system. So no hard feelings or anything like that. Just they decided to go a different direction. And I think because their needs were just slightly different than ours. So nevertheless, that was kind of the rationale and reasoning behind that. So I did get another question here. Christopher says, sorry, I'm a little late. Hopefully you haven't addressed this yet. I've seen a lot of remodeling going on. That is true. In the recently vacated downtown storefronts, several have notices posted about alcohol licenses. What all is coming soon to downtown? Good question, Christopher. I can answer some of those things. Some have anecdotal evidence, and some I've heard directly from the horse's mouth, if you will. So the former RC Hobby building that is right next to Murphy's Jewelers is going to be a new restaurant. There will be some grab-and-go items, but there will also be some sit-down restaurant space. Old World Cafe is going to be kind of doing a new concept there, as I understand. They are in conjunction with Whitley County Real Estate, which is Tina Hauser from Tina and Adelie Hauser, both from LT Real Estate. So the city is city's working with them a little bit, and it looks like there's some good stuff happening there. We're excited to see what they have to roll out. I think it's going to be a lot of, as I understand, a lot of farm to fork stuff, a lot of more cleaner eating, if you will. So if you like veggies and you like if you like knowing where your food comes from and things like that, I think you'll be excited when they roll out. So that's what I know about that. I've heard some rumbles about what the former BE Comics, RC Hobbies and BC, what the BE Comics is going to be. If you did not know, BE Comics has moved over to share space with Bravo Baskets. So BE Comics is not out of business. They've just moved over to a different space. The BE Comics building in of itself is going to be something else. I've heard rumbles about what that's going to be, but I have not heard confirmation about that, so I can't share that yet. I've also heard other things about downtown that I can't share at the moment. I hate to be that guy, but I have to be that guy right now. I've heard other things that I think could be very positive for our downtown, and we will see where that goes. But that's what I'll say about that right now. So stay tuned for more information. Most of the time, you guys know about things before I do. For instance, residents contacted me, knew that the Nook was closing before I did. So in any case, What is going on with the Redmonds building? Okay, good question, Carrie. What's going on with Redmonds building? As I understand, I've kind of heard, if you will, and this one I think I can say, I've heard that Babe of Whitley County is moving in there. That's my understanding. I could be wrong, but that is my understanding of that. So, okay, go ahead and keep posting your questions. I got a couple more things to hit, and it looks like I have roughly 25 minutes left. So we're gonna get through this stuff, I think. So last thing is that the next limb pickup is the week of August 5th. I believe it's August 5th. Let me double check my calendar. Yes, the week of August 5th is going to be the next limb pickup. So make sure, as always, make sure you put your limbs and any kind of minor trimming, things like that, not grass, out on the curb, not in the road, not on the sidewalk. If you have a berm or you have a grass strip, put it on the grass strip. If you don't, put it behind the curb. Behind the sidewalk. That will help us as we kind of go through. I did ride along with our street department at the beginning of this month as they did a limb pickup. Thankfully, it was a beautiful day, unintentionally, but it was a beautiful day, and we got a lot picked up that day, and so it reminds me how dirty and hard that work is, but they do a really great job, and honestly, these guys care really deeply about each and every one of you. I don't know that you know that or not, but they do care. They literally, if there were a couple of little sticks and they saw, they'd stop and pick those up. Even if they weren't the sticks that you guys put out, they still did that. So I thought that was really cool. And again, just working alongside them helps me have a better appreciation for what they do. So I got to do that earlier in July. Limb pickup again, week of August 5th, which means have them out on August 4th. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, so we did do. I will tell you, it's not a formal announcement or anything like that. We did go through and do a kind of a quick sweep around the community of limbs or limb debris that was out at the roadside because of the windstorm that kind of came through. Top secret information, but I think we are going to do a quick run through on Monday. So if this weekend you're out and you get a bunch of limbs, you may want to put them out. We're not making a formal announcement about it. If schedules change, it may not happen, but we are kind of planning on maybe doing another quick drive through on Monday because of the windstorm. So, just so you're aware, this is the benefit of watching Lunch with the Mayor. You get little tidbits from time to time. So, if you have limbs, put them out at the curb this weekend, and we will try to get to them on Monday. If not, we'll definitely get to them on August 5th. So. Or that week. Okay, other items that are happening in the city that you should be aware of. The next Summer in the City event will be Taste of the City. That is information that we have been putting out now for a little while. We have lots of information. I actually just posted stuff earlier, I think this morning, about the Taste of the City event. There's lots of things happening there, so I'm going to try to hit on some of those major issues. What this program really was, so last year, you remember, we did something similar, but it was like we had 4 primary restaurants, and like you had a punch card and you can go to the different restaurants. We decided to kind of scrap that idea. It was good and people loved it, but it just didn't really fit what we were trying to get to, which is to get individuals to try out their local restaurants, right? So what we did this year was we went to all of the local restaurants. We didn't go to chain restaurants, just so you're aware. We went to the locally owned kind of restaurants, if you will, and said, hey, do you want to participate in Taste of the City? And what that means is you could do a special, you could do a special food item, you could do a percentage off, you could do something that's unique and different to highlight, either things that are on your menu or different tastes that you provide that maybe others don't. So we have multiple restaurants that are participating. It starts tomorrow on Saturday and goes through, I think, next Sunday, officially speaking. You actually have the chance to win a $25 gift card to one of the participating restaurants. If you order the special, take a picture of your food and make a public post about it with the hashtag TasteCC, TASTECC, no spaces. If you post the hashtag TasteCC, And also, if you obviously would love you to tag the restaurant as well. One entry per restaurant. We are meaning if you go to the Square, you go to G's, or you go to Moo Over or somewhere like that, you can't post five comments for each of those places. So, but anyways, gives you a chance to get a $25 gift card for free. Thank you to our sponsors. Olivia Heinen, agent for State Farm, 5 Star Distributing. Really, really great. We appreciate their help in being able to put on this. So here is what's going on for Taste of the City. There is a buy one, get one breakfast entree. Buy one breakfast entree, get one half price at Big G's Sports Cafe. That is their Taste of the City special. The Kitchen & Co. is doing a couple of different things. They have a purchase a wrap or salad and making a meal for $1. That saves $2.50 on that. That includes bottled water, cookie, and chips. Not a bad deal. Old-fashioned cream pie by the slice. They have that. And the King Kreider returns for 1 week only. I don't know what the King Kreider is, but it sounds like a challenge, and I'm always up for a good challenge. So anyways, that's the Taste of the City special for the Kitchen & Co. Moo Over is doing a different thing each day. So for the 20th, which is tomorrow, breakfast waffle sundaes made to order. That's a special menu item. These are all, I think, special menu items. For the 21st, which is Sunday, they're going to do the Spectacular Sundae, stacked ice cream Sammy, and a brownie sundae. For the 22nd, caramelized strawberry banana splits. Wow, that sounds fantastic. The 23rd, strawberry baked desserts, which is strawberry lemon blondies, unicorn explosion, cheesecake, popsicles, rhubarb pies, etc., etc. So lots of strawberry desserts on the 23rd. 24th is waffle nachos. 25th is buy one, get one half off shakes and tumbleweeds. So if you buy one, you get one half off for shakes and tumbleweeds. And then the 26th, an ice cream pizza slice. That's kind of cool. So those are Moo Over's Taste of the City specials. The Square is doing a Taste of the City special, a 3-course meal for $20. That includes side salad, boneless wings with fries, and a mini cheesecake. That's a pretty good deal for $20. So that is happening again at the Square. CJ's is participating. They have some special things happening this week, some special menu items. Fried green tomatoes with Southwest Ranch, snack bites, which are pepper jack cheese curds, and they have potato kegs. I'm assuming that's like tater tots, but I don't know that. And a bacon and Gouda mac and cheese bite. Man, you put Gouda in anything, I am on board, man. I'm on board. So those are their appetizers. Fried green tomato BLT, breaded pizza burger, and summer salad for their main. Some different main courses, sides, garlic parmesan hand-cut fries, fire roasted red pepper salad, and Greek feta pasta salad for their sides. Some different desserts they have, funnel cake fries and churro bites. They also have some kids items of mac and cheese and pretzel bites with cheese. So thank you, CJ's, for participating. Those are some of the things that they're doing. Sugar Creek Donuts is participating. They have some strawberry shortcake donut desserts for $5.50. They have both regular and gluten and dairy free. So that's their special that they're running, is strawberry shortcake donuts. Pickles Cafe is doing a $1 off morning mingle. So that's a half order of the flavor of the day French toast casserole and half order of, half order of the flavor of the day French toast casserole and half order of biscuits and gravy. That's $1 off that morning mingle. Pickles Cafe, downtown Columbia City. Thanks for participating. They have breakfast from 9 to 11 a.m. So that's their thing. And then Chapman's is doing a special for Taste of the City. A burger, chips, and any beer for $18. You save up somewhere around $4 with that. So that's a dine-in only. So you got to go check out Chapman's. But that's a pretty good deal. Obviously, kids, sorry, no beer for you. But for adults, burger, chips, and beer for $18. That's a pretty good deal. So those are our specials that are being ran as a part of Taste of the City. I think that's a cool thing that we're trying this year as a part of the Summer in the City program. So again, as always, I want to thank my assistant, Ashley Buckles, for putting together this cool program. She has single-handedly basically put together this thing. Oh, she did. Let me back up. She did have some help from Nikki Keister from Columbia City Connect. Thanks to you for that. Obviously, thanks to our sponsors, as I mentioned, Olivia Heinen and 5 Star. Thank you for them to really make Summer in the City going well. We have Summer in the City events going on throughout this, really throughout the rest of the summer. We have a film and float that's happening on July 27th. That's actually a free movie and admission at the Aquatic Center. Starts at 8 p.m. on the 27th. It's first come, first serve, though. We also have a family safety festival happening on August 10th here in downtown from 9 to noon. Lots of it's sort of touch a truck, but it's a lot bigger than that. There's going to be lots of demonstrations happening. There's going to be some bike safety stuff. There's going to be some fire demonstrations. You got police stuff. Our canine will be there. There's all kinds of things that are going to be happening, which is really, really cool. And so it's worth checking out, that's for sure. Plus, while you're down here, go to the farmers market, because goodness gracious, August should have all kinds of food available for purchase at the farmers market. So, yes, so that's all I'd say maybe about that. But check out Taste of the City starting tomorrow, going all the way through maybe it's next Friday. Yeah, I think it's through Friday. I think I told you wrong. I think it's Saturday through Friday. So, anyways, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check out these specials one at a time, one time only kind of a thing. So, city is hiring different positions, police officers. Those applications are due August 3rd. We're hiring some dispatchers. I think 2 different positions in dispatch, July 22nd. Those are due, which, by the way, is Monday, if I'm doing my math correctly. And water laborer, actually, those are due today by 3 p.m. So if you're planning to apply for the water laborer position, you better get your application in the next 2 hours. If you're watching this on YouTube, you are probably too late. So in any case, we are hiring. Continue to take a look at our webpage, columbiacity.net. There is a job opportunities, a career opportunities section under the tab that I believe is government, I think, is where that is. But you can always check it out under our Human Resources Department tab as well. City boards and commissions meetings are now starting to be streamed live on our City of Columbia City, Indiana government page. If you didn't see those, you can look at the tree board and the housing authority meetings that are there. Of course, we always put Board of Works and City Council on on that platform on the City of Columbia City's Facebook page. And we are also we also have been uploading things onto YouTube. I will tell you that we had a little glitch with the Housing Authority video, so hopefully next month we'll get that video up on YouTube. But we're also finding ways to take the Plan Commission and the Board of Zoning Appeals videos that come from the county, trying to get those and also put those up on our YouTube page. So check out City of Columbia City, Indiana on YouTube. You can watch all these things later. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. Okay, I have one not so fun topic to talk about, but in the interest of transparency, I thought it'd be valuable to let you know. As you probably know, every year we take a look at utility rates, and we look at kind of what projects we're mandated to do, what things we have on the horizon, as well as kind of where the costs are going with our materials and things like that. So 2 years ago, we made the decision that instead of waiting till the last minute and doing these major increases where we do, a water one year where we're going to jack up prices by, $10 or something, and then the next year we do sewer by $20, and the next year we do electric by, $30 or whatever the case is. Instead, we would do gradual increases because it helps residents to budget for them, to plan for them. It's not a hard hit. but instead it's minor things along the way and allows us to be able to cash flow things along, that effectively are passed down to us. So as you know, if you've been to the grocery store, you know that everything costs more money. You know that, if you've ordered anything on, Amazon, or you've gone and you've bought anything from a hardware store or anything like that, you know that everything costs more money. Most of our materials we buy, whether it's piping, whether it's asphalt, whether it's electrical conduit or pumps or things like that. Everything is up somewhere between 20 and 50%. We have some things that are up 120 or 200%, but the majority of the items are somewhere between 20 and 40%. And unfortunately, that means that we have to raise utility rates. There's really no other option. We are mandated by the state that we have to have a cash reserve in every account. And so the more that those prices go up, the less cash reserve we have. And so just from a business perspective, we have to. And we try really hard to achieve efficiencies. We try really hard to determine what are needs and what are wants, and try not to go after wants unless they become needs, right? So we try those things. Nobody wants to raise utility rates, okay? Council members, myself, etc. We all have to pay the same, we also have to pay those increases. We don't want to raise the amount of money going out of our pockets either. But we do think that doing it in a gradual way over time is beneficial. Further, when the city left the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission back in, I think, 2014, we made the decision to utilize an ordinance that was already in place but not being used, which is the Utility Rate Advisory Board. That board is made up of 5 city utility customers that are residents, non-elected people. They are appointed by me but confirmed by the council, so there's multiple checks on that process. And those individuals review our utilities and our utility rates and our spending and our financial statements every single year. Every year. And so they have done that this year. They made the recommendation to council at the last council meeting, which, by the way, again, is on our city Facebook page and on our city YouTube page. You can watch it anytime. Lee Botts, who is the chairman of the Utility Rate Advisory Board, he is a former, he's a former I&M or AEP, I guess, guy. He worked in that industry, and so he's an expert when it comes. He can read electrical balance statements like nobody's business. Anyways, point of the matter is this, is that he recommended, the Utility Rate Advisory Board recommended to the council that we continue on with what was planned in our schedule, if you will. So I'm being forthright with you to tell you that ordinance will be coming to the council. Again, electric especially is being hit fairly hard because we have a lot of federal policies that are coming down the pipe that are being told to us, which is just jacking up electric rates and electric expenditures everywhere. It is these kind of green energy things that, while we are very supportive of green energy that works in the market, there are a lot of things that are being done by the current administration. This is not a political statement. This is a factual matter. There are things that are being done at the federal level by the current administration that is dramatically increasing pricing for everybody. In fact, I have news articles from Indianapolis and I&M and Duke and lots of other power providers that they are having to go through the same thing. They're having to raise rates because of those federal mandates that are happening. So I say all that to say that electric does have a little bit more of an increase than others because of those mandates that are coming down and the price of power continuing to go up. So a couple things, just so you know, we're doing our gradual yearly increase average bill. So there's looking at about a $4.60 for sewer, 71 cents for water, 61 cents for stormwater, and somewhere around $6 for electric. I think actually it's going to be a little less than that. But that's kind of what's being proposed. Again, keep in mind that's somewhere around about a 2 or 3% increase, and yet everything that we buy is costing us 20 to 40% more. So we're really trying to balance it, trying to be thoughtful about that. There have been some projects we've kind of put to the side to save money. There have been some projects we've been mandated to do. For instance, we're continuing to do some sewer things that are mandated. We have some piping that obviously is failing. We have to fix those things. But generally speaking, we're trying really hard to depress utility rate increases, knowing that people are being hit hard by the economy and inflation and things like that. So I say all that to say that's what's coming. Just so you're aware, it's not something any of us want to do, but it is something that because of the market, because of the mandates, because of the prices of everything and inflation, we don't really have much of an option. So on that same front, although not utility related, city budgets in general are being worked on as we speak. I'm hoping to report back to you in the September version of the Lunch with the Mayor. There are some cool things we got in the budget. Keep in mind, utilities, each of them have their own budget. They each have their own accounts. The tax budget does not do anything for the utility budgets, if you will. They're very separate things. So with that being said, I am finalizing those, and we'll have a budget that will go to council here in a couple of, I think it's supposed to go in front of council sometime in that September into October timeframe. So hopefully the September Lunch with the Mayor, I will have more information for you about the city budgets. I think we got some cool stuff happening, trying to, again, keep things under check, but also be able to retain good talent, do some neat projects in our community to continue growing the quality of life of our residents. But here's the cool thing: at the end of the day, when it comes to our taxes, and I know I don't want to get too challenging, but at the end of the day, our city tax rate is in the lowest 25% of tax rates for cities across the state of Indiana. So I think that's a cool thing. That means we've been able to do some really neat things in the community, been able to expand quality of life, been able to do some neat things like that, and still have one of the lowest city tax rates in the state of Indiana. So I think that's a very positive thing. Electricity been hitting hard recently. Yes. Alan says electricity has been hitting hard already with the excessive heat so far, and that's true. I mean, it's interesting. The last summer and this summer, what we've seen was June was very hot. Like both last summer and this summer, June was very, very hot. And then July has been a lot more mild. Now, yes, we've had some hot days, that's for sure. But July tends to be more mild. Now, the great thing is generally speaking, at least great thing for our aquatic center, is that we've been pretty warm all the way through, which has been very positive. But the other side of that is that, yes, that means your air conditioning is running more and things like that. So, yes, 100% agree with you. I even personally, if it's 73, 74, 75 outside, I turn that, I flip that air conditioning off and open up the windows and the doors, because I'm like, we can handle that. Once it gets to 80, 77, 80, I'm sorry, I'm out. I got to turn my AC back on. But I get it completely. Again, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say, but yes, I get it, Alan. You're absolutely right about that. Okay, so that was the last thing I actually have, and I am now over by 3 minutes, so I'm going to run through calendar items very, very quickly. But as always, if you have questions, I will take time to answer those questions. If you are watching on YouTube and you have questions, again, you can contact me by email, rdaniel@columbiacity.net, or you can call our office. Ashley or I can answer 260-248-5111. So here are the calendar items happening. Again, Taste of the City, the 20th through the 26th. That is happening across the city. Check out more information on our city Facebook page or my Facebook page. The Art in the Park is happening, which is a Columbia City Arts Commission kind of initiative. That'll be at Morshes Park on the 21st of July, also known as Sunday, this Sunday, at Morshes Park from 2 to 4 p.m. Again, Art in the Park. Check out the Columbia City Arts Commission Facebook page. July 25th, we are having a Be Wild event at Morshes Park Pavilion from 6 to 7 p.m. That is through the Columbia City Parks. You can get more information from them. Let's see. July 27th is the Film and Float, as I talked about. That's 8 p.m. at the Aquatic Center. The movie is Finding Nemo, which is very apropos for the Aquatic Center, although fish would die in the chlorine, but you get the point. August 2nd, first Friday in downtown Columbia City. That's from 6 to 9 p.m. They are featuring the Arts of August. So there's something happening with arts in the community, which is awesome. Because you have the Art in the Park happening on Sunday. You have First Fridays being Arts of August. And then August 2nd and 3rd, the Whitley Arts Partnership is presenting The Music Man at CCHS. That is, so you'll probably remember each year they do a kids musical or play, and then an adult musical or play. And so the kids did Elf Jr. earlier this year, of which Little Red was a part of. And then now, this fall, they're doing The Music Man, which is kind of the adult musical that's going to be happening. So again, at CCHS, August 2nd and 3rd, 7:30 p.m. August 10th is the Family Safety Festival, as I talked about. That is downtown, 9 to noon. Come bring your kids. Come check out some really cool things. I think it's going to be worth your time. It will be worth your time. Okay. August 15th, Columbia City Connect is hosting Connect at 4 at Chapman's for it's a networking event. It's worthwhile. Take a look at, again, it's Connect at 4 by Columbia City Connect. You can check out more on their Facebook page. August 16th, the first day of school. I can't believe we're already talking about it, but here we are, less than a month away. School is right around the corner. First day of school for Whitley County Consolidated, August 16th. August 22nd, the Whitley County Chamber of Commerce is having their golf outing, Birdies, Beers, and Barbecue again at Eagle Glen Golf Course. Check out more information on their website. August 24th, Troy School is having their Band Together Music Festival. That is at the Shrine Horse Grounds from 4:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. Again, check out more on Troy School's website. Next Lunch with the Mayor is happening on August 30th. Mark your calendar for August 30th. I believe our plan is to have special guest Mista Lauber from the Bowen Center. She will be here to talk about what the Bowen Center, what they do, what services they offer, especially with their brand new building. So we're excited about that. So again, August 30th, mark your calendars, Next Lunch with the Mayor. September 2nd, City Hall is closed for Labor Day. September 6th is the first Friday in downtown CC. That is going to be a Touch-a-Truck event. September 6th also is the Movie on the Square. So if you don't know, we have held Movie on the Square in conjunction, the mayor's office, in conjunction with Columbia City Connect. We kind of co-sponsor it, if you will. So this year our movie is Disney's Elemental. If you've not seen Elemental, wonderful movie. Wonderful movie. It's one of my daughter's favorite movies, although I voted on it just like everybody else voted on it. But it was far and away the choice of the four given, if you will. So residents voted for that. We had an online poll maybe, I don't know, a month and change ago, I think. And so we are doing Elemental. September 7th is Tire Amnesty Day at the Whitley County Solid Waste District. I have a thing up here. I just want to make sure I'm reading it correctly. So that is at the Recycle Center on the Whitley County Solid Waste District on South Line Street. So for that, the Solid Waste District got a grant to accept tires and to dispose of tires. So it's a good opportunity to get rid of any excess tires you have. It will happen on the 7th of September from 7 a.m. to noon. Again, at the Recycle Center, it is free. Whitley County residents only, however. So if you are a Whitley County resident, you may come and give away your tires, if you will, to the Recycle Center where they will dispose of them. Please bring a valid ID. Please bring a photo ID with you that will validate you're a Whitley County resident. Again, that's part of the grant. Maximum of 25 tires. They can be as big as 20 inch? Is that 20 inch? I think that's 20 inch. 20 inch tires or smaller per load. So maximum of 25 tires, okay? We do not accept tires from businesses. Tires on rims, I shouldn't say we, the Solid Waste District doesn't accept tires. Tires from businesses, tires on rims, or tires over 20 inches, okay? If for some reason there is money left after the Amnesty Day, they will collect tires on a first-come, first-served basis for free during normal business hours, but you must call ahead. Okay. So again, that's on September 7th from 7 to noon at the Recycle Center. Get rid of your good or your bad tires. Maximum of 25, must be 20 inches or smaller. Let's see. Okay, so September 7th is the Columbia State Arts Commission Artist Studio Tour. More information will be coming out on that. Looks like Dee Dee posted that September 14th, Giving Gardens has an event going on. I was notified of that. Now that you say that, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'm going to try to find it really, really quickly. And there it is. There's a farm to fork dinner that's going on from Giving Gardens, and let me see if I can load that really, really quickly. That will be on September 14th from 5 to 8:30 p.m. Looks like there's a meal, there's cocktails and music. It's a silent auction thing, 5-course meal it says, and that will be held out at 3426 East Old Trail Road. So get on, check out Giving Gardens. Get on that. I can almost 100% promise you, without a shadow of a doubt, that you will get a great meal out of that one. So thanks, Dee Dee, for reminding me of that that event happening. September 21st, the Great Lakes Shrine Association will be having their convention parade. The Great Lakes Shrine Association is kind of it's a really large association as a part of the overall Shriners. And they're going to actually be having a parade come through downtown Columbia City. So they're going to be using the same Old Settlers Day route, basically. They may cut off at Market Street, but they may end up going down to Ellsworth. I'm not 100% sure. But point of the matter is, it's going to be from what I'm understanding, it's going to be a pretty good-sized parade. So mark your calendar for September 21st. I will get a more definitive a definitive time, and put that out and make sure that you're fully aware of what's going on. But we're excited to host that. It's something that is abnormal for us, but that will be a good one. October 4th is another First Friday. That will be the last First Friday of downtown Columbia City summer, events, which I guess for 2024. So I'm sure they'll do it next year as well. But that October 4th is Oktoberfest, like it has been in previous years. Come check it out the last First Friday of the year. October 18th is going to be Ladies' Night Out by Columbia City Connect, again 6 to 9 p.m. for that. And of course, Trick or Treat will be October 26th from 5 to 8 p.m. Okay? If there's any other questions, please post them right now. Or like I said, if you're watching afterwards or on YouTube, feel free to send me an email or call our office. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I apologize that I was late. Again, technical issues, but we got on. We're good to go. I will tell you, this summer has been chaos for us at the city. We have multiple major projects going on, as you are well aware. And we continue to plan for other projects that are happening. I'm excited for our Community Crossings grant application that we're putting in in second round of this year, the second round of the grants this year for next year's construction. I think we're planning to pave 44 different streets in the city next year. 44 different streets. So I'm really excited about that if we get the grant, because they up that amount to $1.5 million, which means a $500,000 grant. So basically, for every dollar we're putting in, they're putting in what, 4 more, I guess, 3 more. So that's awesome. It's a really cool deal. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about some of the other projects we have coming up that we've been working on, and that we have that we're doing, appropriating money for next year and things like that. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for what you do to make our community different and better every single day. We try to be better today than we were yesterday, and better tomorrow than we were today. And it's not always easy, and sometimes we fail at that. But we try really hard to make this community a great place for everyone to live, work, and play. We are truly building a future together, and we want that together part to be the important part. I will say, obviously, we're in a really interesting time politically from a federal level. I won't give you any more comments than probably that, except to say, don't let politics ruin your mood, your life, your love of life. Okay, there are many people in positions of power that don't give a rat crap about you. And I want you to know here in the community, we are thankful for you. We love you. We want you to be here. And we're glad that you keep choosing every single day to be in Columbia City. Where you live is a choice. Where you work is a choice. Where you choose to spend your money, where you choose to raise your family, where you choose to walk your dog or whatever, those are all choices. And it does not bypass me to know that every day you are choosing Columbia City. And so I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for what you do to make our community better. And I want to encourage you as we get through the end of, or go through the end of July and into early August, since it's going to be till, August 30th when I'll see you again. So I want to just really encourage you that don't let politics drag you down. Look for the positive every single day. Look at what blessings we have as both a community, as individuals, and certainly as a nation. And don't let the rhetoric get you down, because there's a lot of cool things on the horizon for all of us. There's positive things in our life. There's people that love us. There are things happening that make a difference in our life. And I'm thankful that you're a part of my life. And I'm thankful that you're a part of this program. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of summer. I will see you again on August 30th, if not before. And check out all the many things that are happening throughout Columbia City and Whitley County as we go through the end of summer here. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We'll talk to you later.